Are you feeling stuck on your carnivore diet? If that's you, I completely get you. Y'all have been plateaued for the last 3 weeks. That is until I did this one thing over the last few days that's helped me experience breakthrough. And that's something that you might need too. What do you say that we jump into the video so that you can find out what it is and so that you can have that too? Let's go. Hey everyone, my name is Jason, aka Pastor Jay, and welcome to my office at New Hope Lutheran Church in the small town of Comfrey, Minnesota. Yeah, sure, don't you know? And I'm so glad that you're joining me for this video. And chances are, if you've clicked on this thumbnail and this video title, it's because you're looking for breakthrough. And you know what? I tried everything over the last 3 weeks to get the scale to move, but it didn't want to budge. Not really, y'all. Like 3 weeks ago, the scale said 306 pounds. And I was like, okay, that's okay. At least when I hit it for the first time. And you know what? I expected the following week that it would have dropped like another 2.5 to 3 pounds like it had been doing every single week. But the following week, guess what it said? Like 305 pounds. And then it went up to like 306 and then down to 305. And one day it dropped down to like 304.5. And I was like, woohoo! But then it went back up and it went back up and then it went back down. And it's been doing that for 3 weeks. And no matter what I have tried, y'all, it's just not wanted to budge. So much so that I kind of wanted to shake the scale and like throw it out the window. I actually shared a few of my frustrations in a couple videos that I posted a time ago. I'll go ahead and put a link up here, wherever it is, and maybe down in the description section down below. You can check that out afterwards. But anyway, I kept wondering, what do I gotta do to bust through this breakthrough? Well, I'm gonna tell you what I did. I tried everything. I tried to increase some carbs. I tried to take some carbs away. I tried to eat mostly beef, bacon, butter, and eggs, and that didn't work. I tried even to do a cheat meal, y'all, and that didn't work. The scale didn't budge at all. And I'm like, oh, what do I got to do? Well, I was experiencing frustration in a lot of different ways. I shared it in my last video. It's been a really stressful time here at work, at the church. Not only are we in the season of Lent when it's my busy time of the year, y'all. That's the way it is. But I've had more people in this congregation pass away in the last 5-6 weeks than it's just not normal. I kid you not, I've lost 5 people in my congregation over the last 6-7 weeks. Excuse me as I take a drink of water. And that's been a bit frustrating and tiring and mentally and spiritually and everything exhausting, and I just haven't been sleeping as well. That's probably been aiding into the plateau that I've had, and just all the stress and everything has probably aided into the plateau. And, one of my channel members gave me a great piece of advice. She's like, maybe you need to get out in the sun a little bit more, go for a walk and get those cortisol levels to change. Megan was absolutely right. And that's something I'm going to be doing here as soon as Holy Week ends and I can get out a little bit more and have a little bit more breathing room. But I did one other thing. One thing that I talked about in that last video, and that was I decided to go on a fast. I've got to talk about it. But you know what? I decided to do a Holy Week reset, if you will. Now, you hear of a lot of people that go on a fast during the time of Lent, or maybe they fast for Holy Week. And I didn't do it for a spiritual reason, y'all. I just decided that I needed to do something that was going to utterly shake up my body. And so after the weekend, and we were sitting on the couch on Monday night, my wife and I looked at her and I said, hey, do you have one of those Plexus reset kits that you bought some time ago? Do you still have that sitting on the fridge? And she's like, yeah. And I said, why don't you go ahead and start that tomorrow morning? And then I'll just start a fast for X number of days. And I said, we'll do this thing together. You do your thing, boo, and I'll do mine. And maybe this will be the thing that I need to shake my body up. Oh, my phone's making noise at me. Excuse me if you hear the boo-da-ba-boo. Anyway, so we started on Tuesday morning. And technically, I guess you could say we started on Monday night because we finished our supper and then I didn't snack. I didn't eat. And that's been my norm. I generally don't snack after supper anymore. I've been doing that now for the last 3.5 months. I just haven't been snacking after supper. That's one of the benefits of being on the carnivore diet. You're just not hungry, and so you just don't want to snack, right? Well, anyway, I kept that practice up. I didn't snack. So I think we finished eating supper around 7:30 on Monday night and drank my water, went to bed feeling great, slept a decent night. I think I had a pretty good night's sleep. Well, on Tuesday morning, I got up and I just went about my normal routine. I made up my salty water, my LMNT, if you will, my 40 ounces of water with my LMNT, and I mixed up another supplement drink, giving me 60 ounces of water that I would drink throughout a chunk of the morning and the afternoon. And I've always got cans of water, and I've got my San Pellegrino in the refrigerator. I like my fancy Italian water, y'all. Anyway, I was going to have nothing but water. And so that's what I set out to do. And Tuesday, I was faithful all single day. And I was pretty good, y'all. I wish my phone would stop making noise at me. It says that we have a thunderstorm coming in and that we could start thundering and lightning anytime soon. We'll see. Anyway, I digress. So Monday, I was fine pretty much all day until, I think around 6:30. My stomach was like, feed me, give me food. And if I'd been doing OMAD, that would have been perfect. I could have had a meal. But I had set my mind on doing a Holy Week reset, if you will. I had set my mind and my heart and my spirit to do a fast. And if my wife was going to be eating pretty much nothing as well, just pretty much a liquid diet, hers was different, but nevertheless, that's what it was. If she was going to be having bone broth and her supplements and whatever have you, and that's just it, 500 calories for the next 3 days each day, well, then I could do that too, and I could go down to practically none. I mean, zero, completely zero, because all I've had is water, y'all, for, it's now been almost 72 hours. Well, let me tell you a little bit of what's been happening over almost the last 72 hours since I started on Monday night, Tuesday morning. I can tell you this, the scale is down 6.5 pounds. And y'all, I've already been doing carnivore. I've been consistently losing weight. I've been consistently healing my body from the inside out by eating pretty much a fairly strong ketovore diet. I'm not pure carnivore, y'all. I've talked about that before. Once in a while, I'll eat a little bit of veg. I love radishes, especially when they're dipped in ranch dressing. My wife's homemade keto ranch dressing. Ranch. If you like ranch dressing, say ranch down below in the comment section and I'll send you that link to that recipe. Anyway, I've dropped 6.5 pounds. I got up Wednesday morning, and I went to bed Tuesday night and my stomach was growling and I figured, I'm just going to sleep through it. I got my water. I'll be fine. And I woke up Wednesday and I was feeling pretty good, a little tired, but I was feeling okay. And I stepped on the scale and y'all, it was down like 4 pounds. And I was like, woohoo! Y'all, it was like a breakthrough that I was looking for. And so then I went into Wednesday day and same thing. I drank my LMNT. I drank my Plexus Slim. I had over 60 ounces of water, and then I started to invade the fridge, and I started to drink my San Pellegrino and my LaCroix, my LaCroix Hunter, right? And all I did was drink water all day. Now, I got to be honest, I had a momentary time of weakness last night. Oh, man, I wanted some bone broth, something fierce. My stomach was just roar all day. And like from 3 o'clock on, my stomach growled and growled and growled. And no matter how much water I drank, the only thing my stomach wanted to do was growl. And I went home and I was so frustrated. But there was really nothing I could do because I had committed to I was going to do this Holy Week reset for at least 3 days. Even though I was tempted, I didn't go there. And while I came back here to the church, I had a council meeting and I got home about 8:30. And by then my stomach had settled down, but I was so cold. I was freezing. I've been cold for the last 2 days. Today I've been perfectly fine, but my body had been chilled. And I guess that's normal when you do a fast. I didn't know. But I went home and I drank more water. I sat on the couch. I snuggled under a blanket for a little bit. And then we went to bed. I think I tucked in around 10 o'clock at night. And for the most part, I slept great last night, except for I woke up in the middle of the night and I had this major crink and pain right back here in my neck. And I have not felt that way, y'all, in a long, long time. Since I started carnivore diet, I have not had pain in my neck. Now, years ago, I was involved in a really bad car accident when I was in the Navy with a buddy of mine. We were hit by a drunk driver. On impact, y'all, he hit us at 65 miles an hour. They took us to the ER, and I mean, our bodies were fine for the exception that we both had major whiplash and damage to our neck. The VA doesn't want to do anything about it. other than give me drugs. Well, I don't like taking prescriptions any more than I have to. But I took them up until I started Carnivore. And after I started Carnivore, that pains kind of started to decrease. I didn't really need the medication anymore. So I just completely quit that medication. And then last night, I woke up in the middle of the night and I had the most excruciating pain right back there in the neck that I've been having for a long time. So I kind of got up, I walked around, I rolled around my neck a little bit. I drank a little bit more water, adjusted my pillow, and back to bed I went. And this morning, y'all, I woke up with so much energy. The neck pain was pretty much gone. I felt alive. I felt vibrant. I felt renewed. My brain, like some of the fog that had kind of crept back in, was completely gone. And then I stepped on the scale again. I got out of the shower, I cleaned up, and I did everything I had to do. And then I stepped on the scale, and lo and behold, y'all, it was down another 2.5 pounds. I kid you not. In the last not even 72 hours, the scale has dropped 6.5 pounds, and that was the breakthrough I was looking for. I know that my body's been healing internally. I know that some of that visceral fat is starting to go away. My clothes keep getting bigger, literally, and my body is feeling better, but it was that scale breakthrough that I was looking for, and it finally came, and the number settled this morning, I kid you not, on 300.0, and I'm like, oh, come on. Couldn't you have gone below 299 or something like that? Y'all, I have not been below 300 pounds in 6 or 7 years. So that is a number that I'm just really hoping that will come in the next few days, if not the next few weeks, before I go to Cincinnati for my daughter's college graduation. I hope to be below 299. But you know what? I think I found a formula for breakthrough, and it's called fasting. It's a 1 day, 2 day, 3 day fast. I don't know if I'm going to continue this on for the next 1 or 2 more days. If I continue to do so, I'm going to stop by Saturday so I can have some kind of meal on Easter Sunday. But I think I found a formula that works. And you know what? It's nothing new under the sun. This is kind of interesting. Here's a little nugget for you. The ancient church, and when I'm saying the ancient church, I'm talking about the time of the apostles, and for the next 100, 200 years after that, they made it a practice and a custom to fast on Tuesdays and on Thursdays. And that's something if you think about it. That was their tradition. That was their custom and their habit of practicing a fast. And I'm sure they did it more for spiritual reasons than health reasons. I'm sure their bodies were, well, they had to have been more fat adapted or something. I bet they had to have been healthier than we are today because they didn't have the junk food like we have. They had all natural foods, and their foods were far healthier then than they are now. At least in my own mind, they had to have been, because they didn't have all the chemicals and the pesticides and all the stuff that you can't pronounce on the back of a label of a box, right? They had to have been healthier, yet they still fasted a couple days a week. And so it kind of got me thinking, what if, right? What if I start mixing up my eating? And I chatted about that in my last video too. Like, besides fasting, what if I just kind of start mixing things up a little bit? Like, what if for a couple of days, like, let's say on a Sunday and a Monday, I do intermittent fasting, like a 16-8, right? Lunch and supper. And then I don't eat anything again until the following day at lunch. And I do that for a couple of days. And then maybe on a Tuesday, I do a whole fast for 24 hours, nothing but water. And then on Wednesday, I do a OMAD, so I eat one big meal. And then on Thursday, I do another fast of water, so to speak. And then like on Friday and Saturday, right, I do more 16-8 intermittent fasting. And then maybe on Sunday, I mix it up and I do 3 smaller meals that are high fat, high protein, right? To keep the body and keep that metabolism going, what's he doing? We can't adjust as much. I think that's what happened. I got so used to eating 16-8 for weeks and days on end that my body just said, okay, fine. We're going to slow down your metabolism and we're just going to give you a little bit of a stall. I think my body got used to it. I think I found the winning formula, and I think it includes fasting. This week, I'm calling it a Holy Week reset because it just happens to be Holy Week. Today, as I record this video, it's Maundy, Thursday. Tomorrow is Good Friday. Saturday's a day of rest. And then Sunday, it's Easter Sunday. He is risen. Hallelujah. What do you think? Is that something you could do too? I bet it is. If I can do it, you can do it too. I'm telling you what, if I can do it, I guarantee you, you have the willpower to do it too. Anyway, drop me a thought down below. Let me know if you've ever fasted before and the results that you've had. And oh, by the way, if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Let YouTube pass it along to other people. I'm telling you what, y'all, the more you like a video and the more you comment, the more the videos tend to grow and the more people that get to experience healing too. Anyway, that's what I got for you. Until I get to see you next time, right here on Holy Carnivore, I pray that you're doing well. Know that God loves you and know that I love you too. Be well, and I'll see you back here next time at Holy Carnivore. Goodbye.